we can define those physical quantity which has only magnitude, no direction. So the example we have seen already: mass, length, time, temperature, there is a volume and density also, and there are so many other things. So if any physical quantity can be represented only by magnitude, then it is called a scalar physical quantity. So now what is vector? Vector is again another physical quantity which can be represented by magnitude as well as direction. So if in any vector, if we represent vector by magnitude, then we cannot represent it completely. If we want to represent vector completely, then we have to mention both magnitude as well as direction. So let's see some example of vectors, and here you can see that position of California from North Carolina is 3600 kilometer in west. So this is, you can see here the position is 36 kilometer and in west. So this represent the direction and this represent the magnitude. So this is the physical quantity. Position is the physical quantity. It is definitely a vector quantity because it can be represented not only by magnitude, but it can be represented by both magnitude as well as direction. Because if we represent 36 kilometer magnitude, if California, say for example, California is 36 kilometer away from North Carolina. So North Carolina, it is 3600 kilometer away. So it may be here also along the south direction. It may be here 36 kilometer along the north direction, and it may be here also along the east direction. So until unless we represent direction along with the magnitude, we cannot represent exact position of California, where it is from North Carolina. So it is definitely 36 kilometer away, but in which direction? Maybe in east, it may be in west, in north, in south, or in west. So position can be represented magnitude as well as by the direction. So position is one of the example of vector. Position is a vector physical quantity. So position is a vector quantity. So let's see some more example. Displacement. Displacement is another vector quantity. You can see displacement from USA to China. Here you can see that this is a USA and this is China, and the displacement is 11,600 kilometer in east. Displacement from USA to China is 11,600 kilometer in east toward this. This is direction, this is west, this is south, and this is north. So China is located east from the USA, and it is away 11,600 kilometer in east from USA. So until unless we represent this direction along with this, we cannot exactly locate China actually where it is from USA. Okay, it is 11,600 kilometer away, but in which direction? So displacement is another important vector quantity which is most widely used in physics. So it is a vector quantity. Again, you can you just remember this thing. Now the next another we see what is the next example. So from this we can define with the help of position and displacement quantity, we can define vector. A vector is a physical quantity that has both magnitude and direction. A vector is a physical quantity that has both a magnitude and a direction. So some of the example are position, acceleration, displacement, momentum, velocity, force F is equal to m into a, momentum is equal to m into v, acceleration is represented by this, and position, velocity is represented by this, displacement is represented by d. So all these are vector quantity which can be represented by magnitude as well as, that has both magnitude and as well as the direction. So these are the examples, some of the example which you will encounter during the class 11th physics. So the next is, yes, how we can represent the vector. So vector can be represented by, as you can see here, this is vector AB, and vector AB we can write vector A B like this. This is here, the arrow sign represent the vector quantity. So